Business Unity South Africa says it's pleased to note that the majority of political parties have accepted the election outcome. However, they're concerned about statements made by some political players rejecting the election results. BUSA is urging all parties to act reasonably and refrain from inciting violence that could plunge the country into unrest. Business Unity South Africa CEO Cas Coovadia joins me now for more. Thank you, Mr. Coovadia, for your time here on Newsnight, as always. You talk about parties in a press release recently about parties that uphold the rule of law, respect the Constitution, fight corruption, support the independence of the Reserve Bank and support investment and business-friendly policies on the one side, and those parties having received the majority of the vote. And then you talk about parties that promote populist policies that would undermine democratic gains on the other side. You don't mention or name which parties are which. Can I tempt you to share that with us?
No, we don't intend to name any parties. What we said in our statement is that if you look at the votes and you look at the policies of parties that got votes that were voted on, all of them, you'll see which parties have policies that are business friendly, that protect the Constitution, that are serious about dealing with law and order. And we have a history of other parties, or certainly people in other parties, acting differently to that. So I think that what our statement is saying is that while the electorate did not give a single party the mandate to lead, and that in itself is telling, because I think the electorate is saying that they don't think there is a single party that can lead. They have said that we believe in certain things. We believe in a free market economy. We believe in investment and growth because we need that. We believe in our Constitution. We believe we need to deal with law and order and be serious about it. And that's what the electorate has said. And what we're saying in our statement is that as parties negotiate for coalitions, that those parties that have had the majority support from the electorate, and those that buy into those principles, should look at what's in the interest of the country and not in the party political and ideological interests.
So there are, of course, a few coalition scenarios that could play out, but is there a party that you think, or an arrangement, perhaps even a government of national unity, if that be the case, that would provide South Africans with the best chance of stability and positive growth and the best outcome for business?
Well, look, we've been quite clear that these are negotiations that have to happen between the political parties. The elections are about political parties. The public has voted for political parties. And political parties must go through those negotiations and take the decisions. That's what they're mandated to do, essentially. All we're saying is that any government, any administration, we believe needs to have an approach that meets certain criteria. And we've said that in our statement. Business-friendly investment growth. But that's not all we said. We've also talked about the Constitution. We've also talked about law and order. But we've also said that any administration has got to take seriously and must deliver on improving the lives of people. Service delivery must be paramount. Looking at education outcomes, particularly in our schools, must be paramount. So there's a whole lot of stuff that needs to be done that can actually improve people's lives and put people in a position to actually better deal with the circumstances that they find themselves in. And what we're also saying is that while it's a complex situation, and we said we're on a knife edge, we're also saying it's an opportunity for us to come together as a country and put country first and say, okay, we are where we are. What's the best route forward for the country, not for any particular political party? and how do we actually have a coalition or any structure of government that actually meets those requirements. We believe that those are the requirements that need to be met, both for business growth and economic growth, but also to ensure that we structure our economy in a way that we address the serious socioeconomic crises we have of poverty, unemployment, of inequality. And it's in business's interest to do so, because if we don't do that, then our market is diminishing all the time. We need to ensure that we have a strong market for goods and services, and the only way to do that is to grow that market and to ensure that people have the disposable income to spend.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us this evening here on Newsnight. That was Cas Coovadia, CEO of BUSA. We'll be back with